8.5 minutes after 8 o'clock, our skies are partly cloudy this morning, and we've got 41 degrees, slowly inching it up there on this Wednesday morning, the last day of February. Good morning. I am Morning Mike. Thanks for hanging with us here on the morning program, and it is my pleasure to welcome to the guest microphone Dr. Helene Wen of Feet and Beyond. Good morning, Dr. Helene.
Good morning, Mike.
How are you?
I'm good.
I asked you first.
Yes. I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And thank you for coming in and joining us. We appreciate it. And it's interesting, you and I were chatting just a little bit.
Right.
It's been 5 months already now at your new location.
Yes, it is. Time fly by fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're still learning, but we do have a lot of addition to our practice. So one of our focus of this coming months ahead is foot health awareness for pediatric as well as geriatric. We go from one extreme to another extreme.
Yeah. But that's one of the things that you and I were chatting about is the fact that, it's the time of year. I mean, all of a sudden you're going to be getting outside.
Right.
Kids are already warming up for spring sports
Right.
and outdoor activities and stuff. How early should people consider bringing children in for a foot exam?
One of the first signs is when most of the patients aware of the kids have foot issues is when they start participating in sport. And they notice, the kid is not running as fast as their other kids, or they tendency to trip a lot when they run. So that's most of the time that we got the populations of the preschooler, starting from 3 to 4. But that's a good age to bring any of the pediatric patients coming in to evaluate with us, and we can recommend whether we need a special device to put inside the shoes, whether the patients need any additional physical therapy, even, as young as 3 years old or 4 years old. I mean, it's almost impossible to let them sit still or stay still, but it definitely is strengthening those muscles. It's actually a good start.
Okay, that's interesting. Now let's talk a little bit as they get older now. So you have a youngster who's active, and they start to get seriously active in sports.
Right.
What are some of the kinds of things that you would look for at that particular point with someone's feet?
Someone's feet, ingrown toenails is very common in athlete because when they're so busy involved with their activities, the adrenaline level is high, so they don't really aware of their foot is in pain. And until the end of the day, when they go shower and they see something's oozing out, something is not comfortable with their toenail when they clip their toenail. So those is one of the most common things. The second most common is more like the hygiene issues because of athlete foot.
Okay.
So they usually put their feet on sneakers all game long, and they're sweating, and afterward they just put their sneaker or gym shoes back in the locker and come home. And when you start notice something, you know what? When you start doing laundry, that's when you smell the sock. This is not something so pleasant here. So usually those are the cases the most common. And we see kids who most of the time now, the trainers in any participating group, they very good would have kids start stretching, doing all those before their sport, their activities.
While you were talking about that, my mind was going, and then I realized. I'm sure you have seen some fairly interesting sneakers.
Yes.
Coming. And I'm not talking necessarily about the price or the style, but I'm talking about how badly they're worn.
Right.
Let's talk a little about, because my son is a runner, my daughter-in-law as well, and the point is, long before a sneaker is starting to look worn, people should consider, especially for a young athlete, making sure that their footwear is really supporting them.
Yes, definitely. Our recommendations for any of the patients using that particular one pair of shoes all the time to change it every 3 to 4 months. And usually if it's wear more than unusual, that is also in tune for us to like raise a red flag in our heads, like something's compensating.
Yeah.
So there's also would address the issues like their deformity, any compensation, and their gait. Running gait is different than walking gait, and jumping gait is also different. And the great thing about the technology nowadays, we do have a specific device for each sport. It's not like when we talk about generic orthotic, it's not like, oh, just a piece of plastic or whatever you put in your shoes and you just walk off anymore. Now they have the specific one for soccer cleat. They have one for sneaker for basketball. They have one for baseball, golf, soccer. Those are another thing. So we do have that kind of technologies available for us. So in our practice, we use that to recommend the patients, and we work with whatever the patients or the children's particular activities with sport.
And something that you and I have chatted about before, and that is that if the footwear isn't proper, or let's say an athlete does have an injury to their foot, but it's a mild one. It hurts for a couple of days, and then.
Right.
But in other words, if they don't get it treated properly, they may begin to compensate in other areas, and then that pain transfers up the leg, right?
Right, exactly. We do have a lot of patients come to see us, and turn out there's misalignment in the knee, and they have hip pain. So we send them to physical therapy, get that trained. But then physical therapy can only do so much. And then that's when the time we follow up with the patient is like, you definitely have your orthopedics doctor look into this and see if you can address those issues. And we have the other way around. The pediatric came to orthopedics doctor and they say, this is not whatever that your hip or your knee issues anymore. It's because of your feet, because one side is flatter than the other side. You start compensating one over the other. And I've seen a lot of pediatric now start having bunion and hematomas because they become so active.
Yes.
And sometimes that we see that younger girls that have problem with the heel because of the dancing activities, or even on the very extreme activities nowadays. Like as a younger, and it's getting younger and younger now.
It's getting younger, and the activity continues all year long.
Exactly, and every season,
even if you only play one sport, you're in training all year long.
Right, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah.
And again, let's just get back to the nuts and bolts here, because you are offering free exams.
Free foot exam.
And that's on Thursdays?
On Thursday, we specifically assign that Thursday for our free foot exam patients. We actually extend from March to April to extend beyond just adult as patient, but also pediatric as well. That I think that is for us as being a parent. Sometimes you just a sake of comforting if you find that there's nothing's wrong with our feet, our child feet. I think that's more value than just concerning all the time, but then don't have time to go about it, or don't have time to afraid of the copay, afraid of the commitment of deductible,
whatever it is, exactly.
Yes.
And all people need to do is either stop in to schedule an appointment or call, right?
Or email, send us an email to our website. That is also will work too, whichever way, and we will find a way to contact. I mean, sometime that we be able to get the persons in right on the same day.
We're talking with Dr. Helene Wen, Feet and Beyond. They're at 188 Mountain Avenue in Hackettstown. They're between IHOP and Fulton Bank, and you can stop by. Their website is feetandbeyond.com. Feet, the letter N, and beyond.com. You can find them on Facebook, Feet and Beyond of New Jersey, and the phone number is 908-576-0880. Schedule a free foot exam, especially for your youngsters, your young athletes, and make sure they head into the spring season with as healthy a feet as they possibly can have. Dr. Wen, did we cover it all?
I think pretty much so. Yes.
Okay.
We always have topic to talk about feet.
and we really didn't go too far into the smelly sneakers. I thought that was pretty safe.
It's good that we have a boundary.
Yeah, right. Well, especially people who are still eating breakfast. We don't want to upset anything.
Right,
but thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it. Have yourself a great day.
Well, thank you so much, Mike. Have a good time.
All right, bye-bye. Dr. Helene Wen, again, feetandbeyond.com. Feet and Beyond is on Mountain Avenue in Hackettstown. Give them a call, stop by, pay a visit through their website, send them an email, but schedule that free foot exam on Thursdays for yourself, for adults, and for kids as well.